Hey, on this Stubby Wrench episode, we're going to be talking about tool storage. Now, for 20 years or so, I have tried to make this system work, but we're going to look at some different options because if you're like me, this may not be the best system for you. Now, why, professionals use this and it works for them, and that's why I tried to make it work for 20 years. But why is this not always the best solution? Because, it obviously it works for a lot of people. Well, if you're in a situation like me, which a lot of people are, your garage is not just a working space, but it's a storage space for everything that's not going to be in the house. It's a storage space for your camping gear. In this case, it's a storage space for engines in various states. It's a storage space for 3 motorcycles. I cannot work on a car in this space. And this, I think, is what makes the toolbox that we're all used to and used to seeing not work in my situation. And the reason is this. That means you're going to be working on something in your driveway, in your backyard, not next to your toolbox. So when you go get something, you go over there and you go work on your car, even if it's out in the driveway. You need a wrench. Don't know which wrench you need, so you come in here, you shuffle around, you grab the few wrenches you think might get the job done, you go walk back to your car. Then you realize, oh, I need a screwdriver. You come back in here, you grab yourself a screwdriver, go walk back up to your car. And as you start doing those, you start ending up with more and more tools sitting out by your car. Now, if you're doing a big job, and I live in Arizona and it gets hot, you're in the summertime and it's 105 outside and you're doing a big job and you've been out there for 4 hours, it's time to take a break. You can't just close the door and leave all your tools outside. No, you got to get them back inside. So what do? Well, you're out there, it's hot, you're tired, you're thirsty. Most likely, you're just going to scoot all that stuff inside the garage door so you can slam it and come back out. You come back out, you open it up, get your tools out there, you go grab more tools you need to complete the job. When you're done, you've now put in a lot of time. Again, you're hot and tired. You're like, you got 2 options. You either, again, scoot them all inside the door and just shut it, or you're going to start picking up those tools, but are you really going to spend the time to organize them? Probably most of us aren't after spending that much time out here wrenching on our car. So you just come over here and throw them in the top. You're like, I'll get to it later. And then the top of your toolbox starts looking like this. And, this just ends up being a pile of tools. You might as well have a bucket. And in some cases, a bucket would probably be a better idea. So I have since moved on for this, and I now am, this is still a mess. I'm starting to clean it up. But I now just use this for stuff like precision tools, like they've got precision measuring instruments, stuff that needs to be protected, but you're not going to use that often. So that's what this has become for me. Let me show you what I've moved to, and I think for most people that are wrenching on their cars on low buck that don't have a garage space or a shop space, these are going to be the things you want to look at. So let's take a look. Now this is the setup I built up for my truck, and this I carry in my truck all the time. And you're probably thinking, well, we've all done this. It's just a bag of tools I keep in my truck. And I used to do that too, the bag of tools, but again, you run into the same situation. It's just a big bag of sloppy tools. You can never find what you're looking for. So this is your typical bag of tools, but with just a little bit of organization put in it. So the first thing I have is all my wrenches, and this is just a ring that you can get from Harbor Freight to hold all your wrenches on. And I find this works really well. For one, I keep all my wrenches in here online, so I know when I'm missing one. So if I've been out working on the road or something like that, hey, my 5/8 inch wrench is missing, because I know it's not there. So I can go look for it real quick. And so while it does take a little extra time to get the wrench off you're looking for, because you're probably not just going to take all of them off, it does organize them and keep them together really well. But that's all you can use that for, is wrenches. So for everything else, I bought these bags off of Amazon, and they're not real durable, but I mean, they're durable enough. I've only had one actually rip, but you can tell they're not, they didn't cost a lot of money. I think when all is said and done, I ended up paying $3 a piece for these things. And each bag has different things in them. This one's screwdrivers. All your screwdrivers are right there. It may even have screwdriver-like implements. It's a pick. It's not a screwdriver, but it gets, it's a screwdriver-like implement. This bag, this is all 1/4-inch drive sockets. And ratchet handles, although this one doesn't have a handle in it at the moment. You got another one here. This one feels like pliers, and a lot of times you can just feel what the bag is. You don't even have to have it marked. So that's all your pliers. This one here, pretty sure that's going to be 1/2-inch drive sockets. Yep, all 1/2-inch drives. And then you can go down here, and you've got 3/8-inch drive sockets. So makes it really easy to organize all your tools. And honestly, this doesn't cost a whole lot. All this, like I said, these I think were a 5-pack for $15 off of Amazon. This bag came from Harbor Freight. This ring came from Harbor Freight. I'll bet you all the bags and everything here total probably cost $30 to organize all my tools. And this, I thought, was the absolute best way for my situation to organize tools. I have since found out, because for Christmas my wife bought me something that she found, and it takes this concept one step further. Now, it is expensive, but it takes it one step further. But let's take a look at it. Now this is what I'm using for storage in my Jeep, and this pretty much has every tool in it. Actually, it has a few more tools in it than my bag for my truck does. And it organizes it perfectly. And this is, I had actually never seen anything like this before. So let me show you. It all holds together with a strap, and you can throw stuff in there that doesn't really have a place, like this hammer just sits in there. But everything has a storage component in here, and how I have this one organized is, it's got a bag here with my 1/2-inch drive stuff in it, and then next thing up, 3/8, which means I bet you can guess what is in here. That's right, 1/4-inch drive stuff. Then we go up from there, we have screwdrivers. And apparently a 1/4-inch drive ratchet that's in the wrong bag. And then finally, this is the bag for all the other odds and ends. So wrenches, extra wrenches I had no place for, test meter, magnet to pick up stuff I dropped, a strap wrench. But that's not the coolest part. The coolest part is, you may have noticed you haven't seen any wrenches yet, or pliers. Well, that's because you turn this thing over. I've got a wrench set up right here where all my wrenches are all organized, except for the stuff that's too small, which is on the other side. Then over here you got pliers, crescent wrenches, everything you need. So since we go off-roading with this truck all the time, I have extra stuff in here for the Jeep. So that's what makes it handy. And the big thing is you have everything you need, and it's all at your fingertips. So when you're working on something, easy to get to. This is by far the best solution I've ever found. I'll probably be replacing the bag in my truck with one of these. Now, this is made by a company called Atlas 46. I can't remember how much it cost, but I think it was like $130, $140. They do make a smaller version of this if you don't need something quite so big, if you're not going to need the big tools or something. So they have a smaller version of this, but for me, this is perfect because I always have a big bag of tools. I'm the kind of person, I don't want any of my vehicles ever on a tow truck, so I'll wrench on it beside the road and get it running again. And Again, for the Jeep here that's going off-road all the time, you know, the point of the Jeep is to always get back from where you went. So that's it. For me, this is, if you've got the money to spend, this is the absolute best way to go. If you don't have this kind of money, again, the other option with the bags, $30, it's a great option. And if you don't have a shop space you can work in all the time, this is definitely the way to go. So take a look at it. So hey, I hope this helped you out and helped you, gave you some more ideas if this really isn't the job that's working for you, and figure out how to keep everything organized for you. If you've got some other ideas that you've come up with that you think are better than this, drop me a line in the comments and let me know. I read all the comments on all the videos, so I'll be looking for it. And if you've got a better idea, I'd love to hear it. Until we see you again, talk to you later. Bye.